Some people curse the storm. Others become the kind of person the storm can't shake. The storm came without warning. Not the one outside, but the one inside. Josh Carter had always been a quiet fighter. He didn't complain, didn't quit, but life had a way of testing even the strongest. First, he lost his job. Then, his relationship fell apart. And just when he thought things couldn't get worse, he got a call from the doctor. "We found something in your scans. You'll need further tests." Josh sat in silence that night, the walls of his apartment closing in. Rain tapped against the window like a cruel reminder that storms, real or not, never asked for permission. He whispered to himself, "Why now? Why all at once?" And that's when it hit him. This wasn't just bad luck. This was a storm. And storms have one purpose: they test what you're made of. He thought about running, thought about disappearing. But something inside him, small but unshakable, said, "You don't run from storms. You face them. You grow in them." That night, Josh wrote on a torn notebook page, "The storm isn't here to destroy me. It's here to develop me." The next morning, he got up early, not because he had somewhere to go, but because he had a choice, to stay broken or to start building. He didn't try to change his whole life in a day. He started with one small step. He went for a walk in the rain. It was cold, uncomfortable, but it was a reminder, I'm still standing. Every day, he did one thing that brought back control. He worked out for 10 minutes. He cooked his own meals. He applied for jobs even when he got rejected. He kept showing up to life, even when life didn't show up for him. Discipline, he realized, is doing what you said you'd do, even when the storm keeps screaming, give up. A week turned into two into a month. The storm outside didn't stop. Bills piled up. Test results still loomed. But Josh had changed. He was no longer just surviving. He was fighting back. He started journaling everything he was learning through the pain. Every fear, every win, every small victory. And he shared one quote he lived by now. "Storms break the weak, but they build the wise." One morning, his phone rang again. This time, it wasn't bad news. A small startup had seen his online resume. They loved his story, his resilience, his honesty. "We don't just want a worker," the founder said. "We want someone who knows how to lead through chaos. You're hired." Josh hung up the call, stunned. After weeks of darkness, the sun had finally peeked through. But he didn't cry because he got the job. He cried because he didn't give up when he had every reason to. He went to his final doctor's appointment with a smile. And the results? Clear. The storm was over. But Josh wasn't the same man anymore. He was stronger, smarter, sharper. Not in spite of the storm, because of it. He started speaking at schools and youth centers. Not as a motivational speaker, but as someone who lived it. He would walk into a room and ask, "How many of you are in a storm right now?" Hands always went up. Then he'd say, "Good, that means you're still alive. And if you're alive, you've got a chance to rewrite your story." Josh would tell them, "Storms don't ask if you're ready. They don't care if you're tired. But here's what they do. They reveal what's inside you. You can let the storm define you, or you can decide who you'll be when it passes. The storm doesn't last, but the strength you build, that stays forever." One night, after a talk, a young man walked up to Josh with tears in his eyes. "I was ready to give up. I thought my pain was the end. But you made me realize it might just be the beginning." Josh smiled and handed him his old, weathered notebook. "Here," he said. "This helped me survive my storm. Now it's yours." On the first page, in bold handwriting, it read, "Storms in your life aren't here to sink you. They're here to shape you. So if you're reading this feeling like your world is falling apart, remember this. You are not alone. You are not finished. And you are not weak. You are becoming." Josh's lessons from the storm. Your comfort zone never made you stronger. Rain builds roots. Storms build strength. You can cry. You can stumble. But don't stop walking. Victory doesn't always look like a trophy. Sometimes it's just standing back up.